countdown to the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games is well and truly underway. And as the buzz around both these events gathers further pace, I'm joined by Ms. Ritu Jhingon, President, Anil Agarwal Foundation and Business Strategy, Vedanta Sports, here on the sidelines of the first ever Sports Tech Startup Conclave here in India, organized by IIT Madras in collaboration with Outlook Business. First things first, Ritu, thanks very much for making time. And it's really great to see that a woman in a leadership position is making the waves, making headlines. What are your aspirations for women in sport in India? Because we're looking at India as that sporting power in the next few years, with an eye, of course, on the 2036 Olympics, which India are trying to bid for.
Absolutely. And I hope, first and foremost, thank you for having me here. First and foremost, let me also say another thing. I hope, pray, and I assure you that I think we will be hosting them in 2036. Let me also say another thing. You asked me a question about women. I have complete faith that 49% of India's populace is women. And it is their time today. Look at the way the government has done in terms of facilities. I think we have reached that in that 1.4 billion population, we have almost, I would say, not only being progressive, but the way you see women in sports. Now, I can talk a little bit about from a Vedanta perspective, right? We are all about grassroots sports. And when you look at something as close to our heart as archery, young 14-year-old Julie is actually a medal holder in archery from our academy. So if you talk about, do I have the absolute faith and the backing that women will get there? Absolutely. It was 1982 in the Asian Games where I was part of the Asian Trial Games and as a national swimmer. And I can tell you at that time, I don't know whether my parents were proud or embarrassed to say, she's going for a sport. Today I see adults' mindset have changed, colleges have changed, there are admissions given to people as sports benefits. There are, there's something in sport today that we have learned, that there's life beyond a sportsman. You heard what Roger Federer said the other day in his speech, right? That even when you retire, and more than Roger Federer, what he said, I think Jawaharlal Nehru had said many, many years ago, that anyone who participates is a winner, and Hindi mein bolu to Shakti Prabal hai. Aurtein will rise today. And in sports, in wherever. Look at the medal tally of Paris Olympics. Look at most of it was women who came home with medals, notwithstanding what Neeraj Chopra brought us proud, but still.
Absolutely. And Paris 2024, mind you, is going to be the first ever gender equal Olympic Games in history. So there's a lot of history and topicality around women in sport, women in society right now. But Vedanta as an organization, and Ritu herself, has been intrinsically part of the Indian Paralympic movement. And more often than not, para sports in our country gets a bit of a step-sisterly treatment, if I'm not wrong. Can you talk us through your association with the para movement in our country, please?
So let me not speak about what others do. I can absolutely say about what we do. We have 17 factories, and in the areas I already mentioned to you that we do associations and grassroots level sort of associations for sport. Devinder Jhajaria as well as Sundar, both are from Rajasthan. And I have no qualms in saying that they reached out to us only once, and we supported them for 10 years. And that is, today if you Google, Devinder Jhajaria is the most talked about and searched para-athlete of India. And any person who comes to us, I am telling you, we will be happy to support as much as we can, and whatever is the ability as in corporate that I can. I must add also that, you talk about us, but we also have an anchor in Priya Agarwal. Priya Agarwal is our chairperson for Hindustan Zinc, and also our non-executive director and promoter of Vedanta. She absolutely stands by in promoting diversity at every level. Women in sport. I think her dream is to build also an academy for football, academy residential for women, even though we have women football teams across our academies in Goa as well as in Udaipur.
Excellent. So much to look forward to, really. But here we are talking on the sidelines of the first ever Sports Tech Startup Conclave here in India. How big a moment do you think is this collaboration between IIT Madras and Outlook Business as far as India's future as a sporting power, especially in sport tech, is concerned?
So, there is a understanding and a rule. There was a time when we used to have, in the dark ages, people studying under lamps. Today, Google has taught us that everything is available. So technology is the key to get us to where we want to be. They used to talk about India lagging behind in sport. I already spoke about it. 12 countries, 15 countries play cricket. We hold the tricolor. There are maybe all the 195 nations play soccer. We will get there. In all other sports, we are absolutely getting there. But technology really is the key. And anything that happens first is no longer a suspect for us. Why? Because it's a collaboration. Look at it, that it is endorsed by the government themselves. This is the way which is called natural progression. And for me, and for us as an organization, technology, digitalization is the only way to move forward. And if there's any way that we can support the sports movement in this country with that, we are there, that's why.
India has been a land of many firsts since time immemorial, and it is to the efforts of pioneers like Ritu Jhingon and her team at Vedanta Sports that the country will continue to go from strength to strength.